It's okay.
Hi, am I audible? Yeah, it's working. Great. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It's an afternoon session. I believe, sometime after lunch. Hope it's not as difficult as we envisage it to be. But yes, I take this opportunity to welcome you all, for this panel discussion today. I'm Rahul Agarwal from Frost & Sullivan, and I'm going to be the moderator for this session. Extremely excited to be a part of this esteemed panel here. And let me kind of introduce everyone, in this distinguished panel. We have Aakriti, Bhargava, who's the co-founder at Wizikey. We have Mr. Deepak Batra, who's the head of technical engineering at EXL Digital. We have Mr. Vinay Kumar, CIO at McDonald's India. And finally, Mr. Parminder Singh, who's the CIO of Guardian Life Insurance Company of America. Thank you so much, gentlemen and ladies, for your time, and for agreeing to be a part of this panel. Well, the topic that we have today is an extremely interesting one. We are looking at how technology meets human capabilities in the enterprise landscape, right? And the kind of symbiotic symphony it creates in the technology landscape, right? So this is the kind of topic we have, and we all know that, what the pandemic has done is it has pushed a lot of people, working remotely, right? And it has enabled a technology-enabled distributed workforce, right? So enterprises today are, increasingly leveraging these cutting-edge technologies, right? And they are also trying to juggle with, human capabilities that they have. So they are trying to augment technology with human capabilities, right? And what this does is, this not only spans a lot of opportunities, this also brings forward a lot of dissonance, this also brings forward a lot of uncertainties in the organization, right? So what we ought to understand today from our distinguished panelists here is try and understand what are the kind of opportunities that these technologies bring, one. Second, what strategies can enterprises adopt to ensure we don't have any dissonance or uncertainties and that the handover is smooth, right? So this is the kind of topic that we have, a pretty interesting one, right? And, the kind of panelists that we have here, these guys have been there, they've done that, and, they know much more than what many of us do here. So it's going to be extremely interesting to pick their brains on the same, right? So, well, without any further ado, I'm going to move to the panelists and, pick my questions to each one of them. So Aakriti, will kind of start with you. Well, you've been a co-founder at Wizikey, right? And you've been helping PR professionals, with their day-to-day struggles, right? Leveraging technologies like AI, right? So what we would like to understand is, have there been any specific instances, okay, wherein you've been a witness to how technology, for example, has augmented human capabilities in decision-making?
So thank you so much for having me. Thank you, ETH, for organizing this fantastic panel, and my co-panelists for having me on the panel. I don't have a background in engineering and technology, but I'm still very excited about what AI can do for us, right? So you guys must have seen Family Man, and I'm going to talk like a person who's not from technology, so please bear with me. So you must have seen Family Man, where they predict where is it that, a bomb they have to diffuse, or an attack they might have to overcome. Where I'm in a field which is called public relations, and we deal with news, right? And we built Wizikey, which is a software that enables companies to get intelligence out of this news. Now, therefore, a bomb diffuser, what does it do? It gets an alert that there might be a bomb, and they go there and diffuse it. Similarly, you may understand that news is like bombs or certain attacks. And therefore, how we enable and augment capabilities of our users is that we tell them if there may be a crisis somewhere and how they can quickly get to it and solve it. So in similar ways, what we are able to do is reduce the time, reduce the effort that would have gone into solving something, and therefore overall time, cost, efficiency. And this couldn't have happened before Gen AI or before these, bringing together of various technologies. So that's where I see the intervention of AI coming in.
Fantastic, Aakriti. That's indeed interesting. And, every day I get to learn as to what AI can do in different fields of, businesses that we have. My next question is to you, Vinay. Vinay, you represent the I would say QSR, quick service restaurant in the retail industry in the panel, right? And yours is a very people-centric and a very labor-intensive business, right? Where competition is extremely critical and technology is also extremely critical in terms of, trying to make your business sustainable and competitive in the long run, right? What I would like to understand is, as a CIO of McDonald's India, right, how do you balance the integration of these technologies, right, while retaining and maintaining the human-centric aspect intact?
Thank you, Rahul. Good evening. So first, these all are my personal views. My brand and company have nothing to do with this. So McDonald's, if you look at it, have anybody get any manual invoice from McDonald's? From the inception, at least they came in India in 1994, and after that, you never seen that. So, so McDonald's is basically a complete technology-driven company, but at the same time, the technology is used to increase the UX. So wherever the crew, so all the integration, all the technology, whatever we are going to deploy in the restaurant, the only objective is how we can make our crew more efficient and how smooth we can make you as a guest very comfortable in the restaurant. So ultimately, if you look at the goal is to manage UX and the CX. That is where the technology in McDonald's work. Now recently, I don't know, somebody have visited current McDonald's. We are deploying the concept called EOTF, Experience of the Future, where you will see when you just punch a order, everything go automatic in the kitchen. Trust me, just I'm quoting a number. If I'm running a 200 restaurant, 15,000 odd IT devices is running inside my kitchen. So this is amazing. If it is not working seamlessly, your normal aloo tikki is not going to come out. Very simple. So this is how the technology is there. So our first priority is, again, to help the all human resources who is working in the restaurant, make their life easy, make them efficient. And the second piece is, make the things very comfortable for all the guests coming inside. So ultimately, the technology is gelling really good with the human intervention. So that is how it is. And again, I said, it's my personal view based on my experience.
Fantastic, Vinay. That's indeed insightful and good to know, while at the face of it, we may look at you as a QSR, the kind of technology integration you've already had, for your employees and for your customers alike. Fantastic. So, Deepak, my next question is to you. Well, you also come from a people and a process-centric business, right? And, for all you know, all the customers that you're working with perhaps today, would already be on their path to integrating a lot of these automation and other emerging technologies, right? So, what role do you see these technologies can play in your business to keep you ahead of your customers and to keep you in line with adding more and more value to their business?
Sure. Thanks, Rahul. Hello, everyone. Good evening. Thank you for having me here. This is a kind of an exciting event. So I think this is a very interesting topic. Everywhere around us, we actually have been hearing AI is going to take our jobs. Yesterday, I saw an ad, and surprisingly on LinkedIn, which is a Cadbury 5-star ad, which is telling me that something which is going to be left in the future is nothing. There's going to be a nothing university where you have to enroll yourself and get registered and certified. So this is not going to happen. It is all about, it is all hype which has been created. AI is not going to take any job. AI is going to augment the way we do our daily jobs today. But if we don't embrace this change, then we are going to be blown away with the tsunami of generative AI, LLMs, AI, etc., which is happening. And I will give you an example. EXL actually has been an AI and data-led company, and we actually serve customers globally. And we have a AI-led solution which we call as Smart Agent Assist.ai. And this solution of ours is deployed in more than 25 clients across the globe. And it is primarily for the front office contact center kind of a business. So what it does is, if I am a if I'm a call center executive who is taking calls, inbound or outgoing, or kind of an outbound calls, there's a customer who has not paid an insurance premium for last 30 days. So there's an aging which has happened. The policy is already expired. So typically what will happen is a customer care kind of a employee or SME will call the customer, remind him or her of paying premiums. What we have done is, because the contact center employee is straight away going to follow the standard operating procedure. There is going to be a process defined. He or she will just follow those steps. That is what their job is. That's how they were trained on. Smart Agent Assist actually just sits on their desktops. The moment the call starts happening, it starts converting text to speech to text, in an automated manner and in real time, because it integrates seamlessly with the Genesis of the world, the Avayas of the world. So speech to text conversion happens in real time, which means now we have data in a digitalized format or digital format. Then we apply generative AI on that data set. What it does is, in real time, it actually starts identifying the moment of truth for the customer who is on the call. Typically, this would have taken a 2 weeks, 3 weeks exercise in a typical design thinking-led session, and that would have been a post-facto thing. This is real time. The moment customer says that, okay, I have just lost my job in the recent past, and hence I'm not able to pay the premium, that's the moment of truth the AI will actually capture. And immediately it will start sending nudges to the agent who is on the call that please show some sympathy to the customer. There are going to be emojis being shown, that's what we do, and then nudges start getting generated. So that's one, which means the moment of truth has been captured, agent actually will completely change the tone of the call and conversation. And then also the model will start recommending some options that because the person has lost the job and is not able to pay, so it will start recommending that please recommend these options to the customer, which is, we will waive off your penalty charges. We will waive off your late fee charges. That's one. Second, we will convert your annual premium to 12 monthly installments for next 1 year. Are you willing to take these options? That actually will bring the customer back into the game. So the customer is not going to be attracted, that's one. Second, we actually will be able to win the customer confidence and trust because we then play an empathy game there. So this is all happening in real time. So to answer your question, Rahul, human in the loop is going to play a vital and critical role, augmented by generative AI or AI, but will not completely get away from the game.
Absolutely, Deepak. Very interesting. And in fact, like you said, this is how technology perhaps can augment human capabilities, right? Extremely, extremely insightful, I would say. Parminder, my next question is to you. You represent the BFSI industry on the panel, right? And this is one industry which is extremely regulated. So as a CIO, okay, of a BFSI entity, how do you navigate the regulatory landscape and the regulatory overhang to implement these technologies and to make the most of it?
Thank you for the question, and I'm so excited and thrilled to be here. First of all, I'll say that this Symbiotic Symphony, when I read the topic, there was music playing in my head because it's symphony. Symbiotic Symphony is basically, when we said it's the art of listening and observation, linking or connecting the natural or human world, through what you call these lichens. This symphony has started. Is it playing at its full volume currently? Perhaps not. Almost all the corporations and companies in the world today, to the best of my knowledge, are toying with Gen AI today. And I talk to many CXOs as part of my job. How many of them, if I were to guess a number, how many of them have really found a use case to implement what this Symbiotic Symphony has to offer? Perhaps less than 10%, 6%, maybe 5%. We ourselves, and we are not a small company, Fortune 250, insurance company, tons of use cases that get thrown out, whether it is underwriting or claim. And those of you who, all of us get insurance, and we know what you're talking about when you talk about claims or adjudication or underwriting or etc. These are all at the surface very eligible candidate for playing this orchestra and symphony. Reality is what all three of my esteemed panelists spoke about. It is going to be an augmented intelligence. Gen AI will enhance the human capability rather than replacing it. A fear is that, these bots will replace human lives. Not going to happen. Decision support system is going to get smarter. I mean, you spoke about that experience of a customer service colleague. It is going to be assisted customer service. It is going to be data analytics in business. What is going to change is the way we design our solutions. We will design our solutions with a human central design, meaning we will keep the importance of designing technologies with our users in mind. The UI UX, the user interface, the user experience design principles now would be such that they will seamlessly integrate with what is the human behavior, what is the human preference. So a machine will prompt you, the nudges that you spoke about. The machine will prompt you as to what is going to be the possible next course of interaction, a UI or a UX. Specifically talking about regulatory environment, I have a few thoughts there. There is a need to develop a framework for its adoption. There is need to develop a framework for the development of this solution and deployment of this technology. And this ideally should be done by a regulatory body that needs to be formed at two levels. This is not going to be a state subject. This is not going to be a subject of a McDonald organization or a Guardian Life organization. No. It is also not going to be a regulatory authority at a Delhi or a Punjab or a India level. No. It's going to be global and then maybe a smaller version at a country level. That is very, very essential because we do not have borders anymore when it comes to regulate this kind of a user experience. So that's my 2 cents. I see the clock running fast.
Yeah, thanks, Parminder. That's indeed extremely interesting. And, as per you, what I realize is that, we are barely scratching the surface when it comes to these technologies. And, what future lies ahead, it's going to be extremely exciting for all of us. Interesting. So, Aakriti, coming back to you, you've been with Wizikey since some time and, you've founded some extremely interesting use cases. Do you have one to share wherein you see technology playing a pivotal role, let's say, in driving innovation, and innovating business models?
Again, great question. See, we compete. In fact, in our space, we compete with companies that one of them is a 100-year-old company and another one is 25 years old. They have large infrastructures. When they've set up their technologies, they date back to 2000 or maybe 1980s as well. So our advantage with this, with Gen AI coming in, is one of rapid product development and rapid product innovation. And I think that advantage comes to every company that keeps themselves agile. The infrastructure can be very flexible today versus many years back. And therefore, for them to redefine that infrastructure will be very hard, while it comes very naturally to us because we were designed in the 2020s. Having said that, look at from the consumer point of view. Okay. Yes, until yesterday, I have been in a job where I used to scan papers, like visually. Like I used to read papers. I was a scanning machine of sorts. Okay. So I started my career there today to a point where I have a team of 30 people who are making sure that nobody has to scan papers ever. Not only that, the APIs connect and talk to each other, give insights that will, like everybody's been talking, they augment the human decision making. I'll give you an example there. So nobody from my era would say that public relations or making news can contribute to sales. If there was any signal, it used to come directly from the sales team. Today, there are APIs that will connect with the software, and I can see how news is going up, and at the same time, I can see that, leads are coming in. And that is happening because these APIs can talk to each other. And when AI sits on top of these metrics, it will tell me that when you send out a corporate news or a growth news, your leads are coming in here. And these kind of leads, these are ICP leads or not ICP leads. I'm also into sales, so I understand these are, whether the right kind of business development is happening for you or not. Similarly, so it will sit on employer branding metrics, and it will tell us that, okay, so you need to do this action. Eventually, reading 50 years of history would be possible in an instant, and it will tell us that in the past this has happened, so do this action. So that is where we are seeing where future is going. This is already happening at Wizikey because, like I was saying, the bomb diffuser thing is already happening, where we can say one alert has come on this particular news, which is a crisis. 30 will be generated if you do not take action right now. Okay. So that's where I think, business use case is evolving very fast.
Pretty interesting this. Vinay, do you have similar use cases, let's say from QSR or the retail industry, wherein you see artificial intelligence or data analytics, driving innovation and helping improve business outcomes?
So Rahul, quickly I will say, as the GenAI coming in, and we generate really a lot of data. So approx, if I will give you the idea, I think 25 odd crores of line item I generate in a year. And that is the one line item is having the information what burger you ate. So the adaptation of this kind of AI, massaging the data, pulling out the data from the universe, objective is how personalized we can reach to each and every user. So definitely there is a huge use case. We just started. Let's see how the adaptation is going to be.
Absolutely. And what are some of your key initiatives to further this cause at McDonald's?
So see, we have to create, because as you know, Gen AI is a very generic term. I don't understand, to be very honest. All the CXOs understand. This means my CFO understand it better than me. All the CEO understand is better than me. Yeah. But I have to decode. I really don't understand. So what we did, we started building in-house LLM. Means we have just restricted. Instead of going here and there, whatever the data we are having, we started building the analytics top of that. Right. So then there is a layer, and these kind of solutions basically evolve over the period of time. Because the irony is, sitting on the top, they want everything, but at the same time, they don't have any clarity what they want. Absolutely. And I'm being brutal honest here, and that is how I believe. So that is how it is. So we just started putting the layers, and then slowly I think it will evolve. The industry is evolving. We will evolve. We will churn the data, present it to them. So that is how I put it like this.
Fantastic. And perfect example of how pervasive technology has become these days when we have a CFO, understanding some of the concepts better than the CIO himself. Now, Deepak, coming back to you, we know that you come from a extremely process and people-intensive industry, right? And I think with the advent of these technologies, it's extremely critical to reskill employees, right? To empower them to adapt to these technologies and make them adept at leveraging these technologies as well. So at EXL Digital, for example, how do you manage the integration of these technologies, ensuring a smooth transition with minimal disruptions, let's say, to the existing workflows?
I think that's a brilliant question, because if we don't do this right, everything falls apart. So, and I know we're running out of time. So, just 3 key points. Even before we get into an engagement, which is digital transformation engagement, end-to-end transformation, etc. The most important thing, or the first important thing, is creating a comprehensive strategy, which means you have to first identify your right stakeholders within your organization ecosystem, whether it's your business teams, whether it's your CIO organization, whether it's your IT and infra, CTO. We have Chief Digital Officer also today kind of cropping up in all the organizations. Bring all of these teams together so that everybody is aligned to your strategy, that whatever you're going to do and transform, Nobody actually creates some kind of a disruption or noise once you are into that engagement and transformation journey. So that's one. Second and most other important thing is to craft a clear change management plan or a program, because once you start implementing some of these new tools and technologies, the biggest hurdle and biggest problem you face is change management. Your ground teams who actually have to use these tools, they will not adapt to that. They will not embrace this change. So change management becomes extremely critical. Otherwise, I've seen a lot of big transformation programs completely failing just because change did not go through as planned, or it was not well planned. And the last and third kind of most important thing here is that because this is going to be an amalgamation of a lot of systems, a lot of engineering part, integration, etc. So you have to actually upfront identify that what are your low-hanging fruits, what are your use cases, so that you just pick one as a pilot, fail fast in that. Don't just keep on running a large program and then after 9 months to figure out, oh, we could not actually go through and the use case was not lucrative, CBA did not stack up. So fail fast is an absolutely critical element here. Pick up a use case, implement your thought process. If you fail there, fail fast, move to the next one. So these are while there are others as well, but these are 3 vital and critical parameters for any transformation program to run, be it using generative AI or simple RPA, any kind of transformation program.
Well articulated, Deepak. I think that sets the ball rolling.
Almost all the corporations and companies in the world today, to the best of my knowledge, are toying with Gen AI today. And I talk to many CXOs as part of my job. How many of them, if I were to guess a number, how many of them have really found a use case to implement what this Symbiotic Symphony has to offer? Perhaps less than 10%, 6%, maybe 5%. We ourselves, and we are not a small company, Fortune 250, insurance company, tons of use cases that get thrown out, whether it is underwriting or claim. And those of you who, all of us get insurance, and we know what you're talking about when you talk about claims or adjudication or underwriting or etc. These are all at the surface very eligible candidate for playing this orchestra and symphony. Reality is what all 3 of my esteemed panelists spoke about. It is going to be an augmented intelligence. Gen AI will enhance the human capability rather than replacing it. A fear is that these bots will replace human lives. Not going to happen. Decision support system is going to get smarter. I mean, you spoke about that experience of a customer service colleague. It is going to be assisted customer service. It is going to be data analytics in business. What is going to change is the way we design our solutions. We will design our solutions with a human central design, meaning we will keep the importance of designing technologies with our users in mind. The UI UX, the user interface, the user experience design principles now would be such that they will seamlessly integrate with what is the human behavior, what is the human preference. So a machine will prompt you, the nudges that you spoke about. The machine will prompt you as to what is going to be the possible next course of interaction, a UI or a UX. Specifically talking about regulatory environment, I have a few thoughts there. There is a need to develop a framework for its adoption. There is need to develop a framework for the development of this solution and deployment of this technology. And this ideally should be done by a regulatory body that needs to be formed at 2 levels. This is not going to be a state subject. This is not going to be a subject of a McDonald organization or a Guardian Life organization. No. It is also not going to be a regulatory authority at a Delhi or a Punjab or a India level. No. It's going to be global, and then maybe a smaller version at a country level. That is very, very essential because we do not have borders anymore when it comes to regulate this kind of a user experience. So that's my 2 cents. I see the clock running fast.
Yeah, thanks, Parminder. That's indeed extremely interesting. And, as per you, what I realize is that, we are barely scratching the surface when it comes to these technologies. And, what future lies ahead, it's going to be extremely exciting for all of us.